Thanks for coming, as I always do, because I never want to take it for granted. All the way from the Skull session, it was a packed house, and then also the Buckeye Walk, and then they came early and they stayed late, and that's I know our players really appreciate it. I know the head coach appreciates that, and I never want to overlook them. Also, my condolences to Dr. Wood's family. He was a friend of mine. And obviously, I was am a tremendous fan of our band and what he's been a big part of. I believe it was 28 years, and that's incredible. So, with that said, a big win. I think the team we played their tails off. I've known Coach Shaw for probably 1990. We were talking about that before the game, so he's a very good friend, and they played hard. They played really hard and disrupted us, and we did not execute well, but that's not ever, when the coach says that, it sounds like you're taking away from what those guys did, and they tough trip all the way across the world, and then we didn't play extremely well, but we'll get better. I'll answer some questions for you.
Front row right, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, it looked like when y'all kind of got back to basics a little bit, kind of running Ezekiel straight ahead, that's when y'all solved some things about their defense. What just befuddled y'all the most about their defense?
Well, it's that 3-4 defense, and we have not executed greatly against it. So we're going to go back to the drawing board because we'll see that 3 or 4 times. Remember, Indiana did the same thing last year, and they out-schemed us a little bit. We would check the protection, then they come the other way, and it kind of screwed with our offensive line a little bit. But we just have to get better.
Far left, Austin.
Urban, what kind of insight could you give us there in the second quarter when you take Cardale out? Is that just sort of what you've talked about, that it could be an in-game feel with who could take you down the field?
I have to evaluate how we're doing that, and what's the best opportunity to go down the field and score. This is, I can't recall in major college football history when I remember witnessing something like that. We have 2 good guys, and so I got to self-evaluate too and make sure we're doing the right thing by those guys. And so I'll have more answers for you after I really think it through and watch the film. And the way my mindset is, who's going to help us at that moment. And but I wanted to throw on both. JT had 15 opportunities to throw the ball. Cardale at 18. That doesn't include the pressures and the scrambles because we did not protect very well today, and we got to get that fixed.
Far right, Jared.
Urban, a defensive question, just about the way you all kind of locked them down a little bit. They only had 165 total yards. Just about what did you all see in them from a passing game standpoint you were able to take away?
Oh, I thought the quarterback got the ball out so fast, kind of negated our pass. Even though we did, how many sacks do we have? 4 sacks, and it still felt like we weren't getting there. I didn't feel the pressure. Normally in games you feel like Bosa and feel Adolphus. I think they got the ball out fast. But you'd have to ask Luke and Chris. These first few, just with our transition on offensive staff, I've spent 0 time on defense. It's been balls to the wall with the offense and kicking game. So you'd have to ask those guys, but I thought they played great. They created turnovers. We scored on defense, short field a couple of times. So we got a lot of work to do in some other areas.
Far left, Doug.
Urban, you talked about you're going to evaluate the quarterback situation going forward. How do you think you've handled it so far in deciding who's going to play, when they're going to play?
How do you think I've handled it?
Yeah, through the first 2 games.
We're 2-0, and would we like a grade or something, or how have I handled it?
No, I mean we've asked how do you think the team has handled the 2 quarterback situation, how the quarterbacks have handled it.
I think they're pretty good.
I'm just wondering how you think you've handled it.
I don't know. I guess you asked Gene Smith. That's the guy to evaluate. I've never thought of it that way, Doug. I guess I'll let you know. I'll do a little eval here. I think our execution is not where it needs to be. I think it was pretty good the first game. Still not perfect, but so I think a lot of us. It's also just with Ed Warner down on the field, we just got to really get in sync a little bit better.
And far right over here, Clay.
Could you say how many units strong you were today? Would you give 3
I'll let
on
you know.
the
Good question. I probably 4 of them on defense. I'll let you know. We're just finishing a 38-0 game and go enjoy it. I will say this, that I've been in this situation before, and I let it eat away at a team and me when you're winning games, and it's why didn't you score this? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And I'm going to go see my family, have a hell of a time tonight, and make sure our players come in bright-eyed, ready to rock and roll tomorrow and get a little better. I love coaching these guys because they want to get better too. But I can promise you this: we shall enjoy it, And I'm not going to evaluate myself tonight, but if you need me to, I'll let you. I'll do it probably Sunday.
And last question right over here to the right.
Coach, can you speak about Von Bell's performance today, having that scoop and score as well as
Yeah,
an
he's great,
interception?
great player, really good tackler. You know, we're tackling pretty good on defense, and I don't think the twos went there and tackled particularly well, but I think Von Bell caught my eye, and I'll let you know more. I didn't watch much defense, to be honest with you. I was working on the other side.
Real quick, Steve.
Coach, this didn't come up, but you played 4.5 days after you got home from Virginia Tech. How much did that impact what we saw here today?
I think that's a very solid excuse, one that's not allowed. I made that clear down there. I mean, that's good. That's good to bring that up and say that's the reason we didn't play necessarily well on the offensive line, and you'll never hear that. If I do, then that coach has got a problem, that player's got a problem. That is not an excuse. And that takes away from that team. I never want to disrespect that crew that came in here and played their tails off. So we got to, anytime, and it's been that way. You know, when I go like that, that's one of those defensive fronts. The whole time it's just moving, and we could never get our hands on them. And someone said back to basics. You know, our basics are not just north-south, we're east-west as well, but we weren't hitting it like we should. So we'll get better.
Great. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Coach.
guys.